work out is to get you. That's to get you every time, boy. Oh, oh. All right, my bad. Go ahead, man.
All right, let's get into this last topic. It's something that that's been brewing in our, I want to say, in our city from where we from, and it's taken the nation by storm. Yeah, it's got a lot of people asking questions of, you know, why, and, you know, if he's right or is he wrong, who was in the right, who was in the wrong. But this isn't a subject that we're not used to hearing. We hear about this a lot. And people from communities like ours hear about this a lot. And I want to get into this. Rodney Hilton, he killed a sheriff's officer in the city of Cincinnati after hearing that his son was killed. Minutes after hearing his son was killed. And I wanted to get your opinion on it. I know how you are. I just want to hear like your statement on it.
So, first of all, condolences go out to both parties. I think the situation changed the life of both parties. Not really aware of what happened with Mr. Henderson's son, or what happened that led up to his demise. You know what?
Yeah, I can briefly tell you
Wow.
because I looked into it a little bit.
I think it's gonna make me mad. But go
The
ahead.
statements that they made, like I said, from where we from, a lot of crime. It's not a high crime place. I mean, you know, it is crime there, but I don't want to. I know a lot of people try to brag on it, say, "Oh yeah, we number one at this," but that's not the brag.
That ain't nothing to brag about.
But it's a high crime area where they got him at. He's apparently stole a car and was being chased. He was being chased by the police. Him trying to get away. They say the cop feared for his life, and like it's, I don't know why, but he got shot in the back, and I don't
Did
know
he have
how
a weapon on him?
No, they never found a weapon on him. But like I say, that's normal where we from for guys being shot in their back.
Yeah.
Whether you have a weapon or not, you get shot in your back. You don't have ass or arms in the back of your hand. I mean,
Like Timothy Thomas, right?
Yeah, Timothy Thomas, and you know, I talk about that. I told some guys about that at work. Yeah, man, I used to run from the police, and I'm like, dude, where I'm from, you run from the police, they gonna shoot you.
You know what's crazy about that is that became a trend now. When the first guy, and it might have been Timothy Thomas, who ran from the police and adjusted his pants, and the guy shot him, and that became the stigma. Like, okay, if he reaches for his belt, he might have something in there. So now, almost every chase after that, you have this. Oh, if he reaches for his belt, I get free range to shoot.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have reached for his belt. He should have been running from the law. Things like that.
Or he should have been committing a crime. That's people's biggest thing. But
my thing is, so on, let's go with the driver side. And this is again unpopular opinion. I don't side with him. I'm just gonna say it. I don't side with him at all. Your son committed a crime. Should he have been killed? Absolutely not. He should not have been killed. He committed a crime, and there's a lot of questions that is irrelevant now in a situation of, you know, where were you in your son's life to where he's out here doing what he was doing. The truth of the matter is, what he was doing wasn't the first time he was doing it. It was the first time he probably got caught. I would be surprised to know that you didn't know what your son was doing. With that being said, the man that you killed had nothing to do with it. The man you killed, he did not steal a car. He did not shoot your son. Those are the things that our community, it waters down the movement when we react to stuff like this. When we have to, we from the hood. We celebrated, you know, YNs. was YNs, and everything we did was celebrated. Was that's cool. Look at little homie. Da 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 da. Very few people gave set them down and told them that they didn't have to do what they were doing. Stop it at an early age. The man that was killed was doing his job. I think he was, and that's what this is. I do know he was directing traffic for graduation. I think at UC, and had nothing to do with what happened to your son. And he loses his life over a choice your son made that started this whole whirlwind of stealing something that didn't have nothing to do with him. It didn't belong to him. It belonged to somebody, whoever owned it, however they acquired it, whatever, whether it was their hard-earned money or whatever, ill-gotten gains. It wasn't his possession to have, and he did it. And the thing about it is, for the most part, when you do that, you have to take whatever comes with that. You get chased by the police, get chased by the police. Don't run from the police. You caught. All right, you got it. I'm out. You really think you're going to get away from the police? Yes.
It worked for me.
You
running from the police, work for you. That's some wild words. I'm glad to look at you like, what? Talking about that? You say you just stand there? I was dumb for standing there.
I hate you.
Go ahead.
I hate you. Because you ain't nothing but right on that. It did not. It did not. But the guy who got you, he was just happy he caught somebody.
Yeah.
The guy, his decision changed everybody that loved him, their lives.
You talking about Ronnie Hill?
Yeah, no, his son.
Oh,
his decision changed everybody who loved him lives forever. That man that got killed, his life has changed forever. Right. And it's sad. And we get up in arms and argue and want to fight against what? A crime that was committed. So, and this is the thing I want to ask. What are we upset about? Are we upset that the cop shot the little boy in the back? No. We're upset at people being mad at him for retaliating for that. We ain't even speaking on the cop shooting. I don't even hear about that. Did you hear about that?
Nah,
you hear about the car situation, right?
But what they talking about? Okay, let me break it down to you, because I hear where you're going with it. I don't want you to jump too far in. I want you to kind of like empathize for a second. All right, we all been young and we all do dumb stuff, myself included. But you've been more in a situation like that than I have. That's why you probably say his father probably failed you in some aspect. But
okay, that's what you meant. I thought you was in that trouble.
No, I'm not saying like, dude, you stole a car before. Like,
I hate that story.
Like, let's be real though. You stole a car before. Now the thing though, the way you used to think, right? You never running from the police. You never thought rational. Now to imagine though, you stole a car and you ran away, and they shot you in your back. You would have never had the life that you had now. You would have never had a chance to change
to redeem yourself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You didn't carry guns at the time.
Correct.
We don't know what this young man did. We don't even know what was his history prior to this. But at the same time, the cop that killed him set off an onslaught of how would you say?
I can't let you go down that road, brother.
What?
You can't say the cop who shot the young man is the one who started the whirlpool.
I mean, he actually did.
The guy who stole the car did.
Okay. All right. So if you get into a fight, right? As soon as you bring a bet, you don't up the level of the fight. If we just going to blows. As soon as I bring a gun, I done up the level of the fight.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is,
No. If I brought the bet, I upped it.
Yeah, you did. So now I bring a gun.
Okay.
So my basic thing is.
So who started the war on guns? Me.
Okay. Yeah, you did. But what I'm saying is, I started the crime. It's a crime being committed.
Correct.
This is not a violent crime right now.
It's not a violent crime.
It's not a violent crime. You handle it like it was intimate death, like like your life was on the line right then and there.
I can tell you.
Like it was nothing. Like there was, you know what I'm saying?
So you're speaking from a hindsight with information that wasn't present at the time of the shooting. Let's just start with the shooting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're running. I don't know what you got on you. Right. I'm chasing you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my job. You just did something wrong. And you ran. Okay, I'm pursuing you. I don't know your priors. Don't know what you bring up. Don't know what you got on you. I have to assess you at a higher alert before I can be sure that it's down here. Because if I come in down here and it should be up here, then I don't make it home. So it's easy for us to be right here.
That's why we're chasing somebody to shooting somebody.
No. I'm not justifying the shooting. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not justifying the shooting at all. But you can't. I'm talking about the mindset of the person that shot the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He might have felt fear for his life. This goes back to when we were talking about ICE. Are you trained enough to be out there and pursue that man without shooting him in the back?
I get what you're saying there. But where we from though, that happens a lot. A lot of police officers are afraid.
A lot of the jokes I got is when we said come from where from, women get beat by their men a lot. I get that joke a lot.
Yeah.
It was a norm, but it doesn't make it normal.
Yeah.
This situation here, the cop is wrong for shooting him in the back. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone spoke to the cop to say, okay, did he reach for his waistband? Did he previously, when he turned the corner, did he act like he had something that was going on? Or did he bluff you? Did he pump fake you? Okay? We don't know that. He might have just bluffed him just to get the cop to slow down and just to peel off more and try to lose him.
That's true.
We don't know enough information to do that. All right, so let's table that. All right. Now you got this guy, this father who's hurt that his son is gone. He's justifiably hurt. Like, I couldn't imagine that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So you go see somebody else and you just, okay, now your life has to change because my life changed.
Yeah. I ain't saying it is right, but like I said, where we from, this happens a lot, but we don't like it's not on the national news all the time. But this happens a lot in Cincinnati where like it's a big thing. We don't talk about it. The police are the people are against the police sometimes in Cincinnati. It's a big thing. And it ain't just a black versus the police thing. It's white people that go against the police too in Cincinnati. The justice system in Cincinnati is very much.
I don't know about that.
Like, what do you? Okay,
because we hate the police until we need the police. We hate the police until we need them.
All right, let's talk about this. How many crimes do you think have been solved in Cincinnati? Because it was a big thing when we was growing up. I don't know if it's still like that now. That don't snitch in policy, where these guys don't say nothing.
Yeah.
The crimes don't be solved because they don't use the police to handle their business. Okay. They handle it themselves.
And then that does what? What? So now you got 2 crimes.
Yeah.
Instead of 1.
Yeah.
So your area just crime rate just doubled just because you didn't want to have the police handle it. Because you feel like the police won't handle it. But you have to understand, and this is a tough pill for everyone to swallow, is that my crime isn't the only crime that's being committed in the city.
Mm-hmm.
My house got broken in, and you stole all my stuff. This lady got raped. I can't really focus on that. You know, it's as far as priority level.
Bro, we grew up with people who got killed, and their crimes were never solved. Never. They never solved these crimes.
But what is the remedy to that though? It ain't taking it to your own hands. It's not. I'm
not saying. Hold on. First of all, don't get me like.
Okay, but I'm saying, what's the remedy to that?
I ain't never said that they was right, but what I'm saying is, it's a difference in the way people think in Cincinnati. When his son got killed by a police officer, his mentality instantly went to us versus them. So I'm gonna kill them since they took out my son. Like, come on, let's be honest.
I'm gonna take out a random guy.
I'm gonna take out a police officer. The next police officer I see. But you can't tell me they don't think like that.
Let's start there then. Why are we upset?
What you mean?
The city is upset.
Oh, the city is upset.
At who?
I think
exactly. Who are we mad at? Are we mad at the man for killing the deputy? Are we mad at the cop for killing his son? Are we mad at his son for stealing a car? Who are we mad at?
Damn, that's a good point.
So until we can figure out who we mad at, and then we sit here on social media and on the news rah. That's why I say it dilutes the movement, because then even okay, put that aside. Put the movement aside. This man's going to claim insanity.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think people are mad. I think people are conflicted. They don't know how, like, because they don't. People are conflicted. They want to say he justified for doing so, right?
They can't say it wholeheartedly. Yeah, and that's what's tearing them up.
They can't say that.
Pick a side of the fence, man, and stand on it. I'm a black dude. I'm from the streets. I'm from there. I can tell you, bruh, that wasn't cool, man.
I think that's the part that's.
And people were scared to say that. They're scared to tell people in the hood, don't do that. They're scared to tell people that, hey, just because, this is what happened, I don't agree with it.
Off of emotion, and that's something that you weren't supposed to do.
Or the worst part is, they just want to be mad because it's a fad. We mad at the police because we don't like the police. Why you don't like the police? Police ain't never did nothing to you, man. There's people like 17 years old, never had to run in with the police in their life. Out there probably marching because they hate the police.
I mean, but
out of a popularity, out of trend.
Cincinnati police officers do have a reputation of being nasty and doing racist shit.
But have they did it to you or someone you love? Not you, but I know we know.
Come on, dog. Shit, you know they
we know.
Shit like.
But you feel me though? So it's like, what you have to figure out, and this is you challenge the status quo. Why are we mad? And you know what's crazy? I learned this from therapy. What? When it was like, channeling your emotions and figure out, why am I hurt? Why am I upset? Why am I sad? Like, find out why. Why are we mad? Who are we mad at? And once we figure those questions out, then we can figure out what we're going to do about it. But we don't know. Because we don't want to accept what's reality, what's the truth, versus what we feel.
Yeah. We
feel sad for the officer. We're scared to say it. We feel sad for the man who killed the officer. We pity him because he just had to bury his son. Yeah. We feel bad for his son because his son. It's no longer.
So basically, and nobody's upset, but everybody's in awe of this tragic situation. But what
ain't in no awe. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but nobody.
It's just our turn, man. We ain't in awe.
Nobody has revenge on the police.
Nobody's ever done No, very few people have done that. This is just something to get us talking.
The police, but
yeah, the sheriffs or whatever, just to get us talking. And I hope it's no copycats in this. But at the same time, like, I pity dude, the guy who killed the officer. I pity him because he reacted in an emotional state that just changed so many people's lives that didn't need to be.
Yeah.
The officer who shot the kid, no one's talking about him.
Yeah, that's the part. Like, you made a point about 15 minutes ago when you said that. I was like, damn, right. Nobody is talking about that officer no more.
They ain't.
Like, but, it's more or less, I think people, they just confused at this point. I think it's a confusing moment at this point, like, and it's a lot to unpack about this.
How you feel about it? I think I said my piece. I don't think you said yours. I think I changed your mind too.
Not really. I'm a good listener. Like, I take people, for real though, I take people's points of view. I don't necessarily be like, well, yeah, that's my point of view.
What's yours?
My point of view basically is, like, there's no right or wrong in this situation. It's scary to say.
No right or wrong?
Yeah, I don't think
it's no right wrong.
I mean, it's some wrong, but, like,
I can't find the right.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to say that like it's.
You one of those people. You don't want to accept reality for what it is. You don't want to. You don't want to say it. I feel like you don't want to say it. I feel like you don't.
I feel like I said what? That it was right for him to run over that police officer.
Nah, I know you don't believe that.
Yeah. What are you trying to say? Like what?
I don't think you want to accept the fact that
not upset. I think what they more upset about is other people. I can't really speak on like it's a confusing the whole thing is confusing because like you said, this is rare that we in a rare instance where somebody feel like it's us versus police, and that's how the father felt. And I think that the topic is bigger than just about all these people dying in this situation, but the real question of our community versus police. That's the bigger thing. Like they trying to raise awareness about that. Like, and I think that's something we probably with the police officers that it's not there. It's nothing. When I was younger, I remember they used to have Dare.
Dare, yeah.
Remember that? They used to have fucking.
We all let that.
Like you know what I'm saying.
Disappointed the hell out of that
line. But they were more involved with the community at that time though. You remember they used to have picnics and shit.
But you have to understand that what were we fighting? We were combating. The crack game was crazy out of control.
Yeah, it was out of control.
And the Dare just was scared of us smoking weed. Out of all things, they didn't want to smoke weed.
But I remember they used to have functions for people.
But it was like, hey, we have a crack epidemic. We have to fight. What would be the epidemic that they're trying to battle right now?
Man, I think that a lot of those officers up there got egos too, man.
Yes.
Think about all the entertainers they got into it with.
Yes.
Like they get into it now with football players. They never, but they don't, because football players they got masks on. Helmets on, so you don't know.
You don't know who, but
they get into it with these guys.
You like, bro, you big as hell.
Yeah.
And you got a Maybach.
Yeah, they like, who is you? Because they used to.
I'm not going to. Well, I guess they
used to see criminals. Yeah, they used to see in a drug dealer driving something like that, so they can pick with him, knowing that he ain't got nothing, knowing that if he say something crazy, I'm gonna make some charges up to arrest you. Yeah. But I think it's
So the system or the lack thereof, as far as filtering out those bad apples, is what's failing our community.
Yeah. It's failing our community bad, and then there's no relationship no more.
And you know why? It's part of the reason why I think it's why. It goes back to what you were saying about the snitching thing.
Yeah.
When that one crime turned into 3, I need more people out here to fight 3 crimes versus 1 crime. So now my standard of letting people through the academy has lowered because I need more people out.
Remember
maybe
48, they did like 1 season in Cincinnati.
Maybe if y'all talk to police and helped us, we won't have to need that many people out here solving these crimes.
So that's the thing, though. We live in that type of environment. We live in that. That's why I was saying, even back to the culture talk, when we were talking about slavery. Why the slaves? They got us in a trance, man. I ain't like they got. We talk about this all the time about our family and how sometimes how they think. Like why would they think like that? Like they got them in a trance to where they got them thinking a certain way and they doing certain things.
Norms. Like it's a cultural norm. Like it's the same thing as when you see people walk around naked in Africa. People outside that culture look at it like, man, why won't they cover up? Yeah. But inside that culture, they don't see themselves as naked. Yeah. They're not lusting over their body parts because it's exposed. Yeah. So you have people who are outside of that barrier who's looking in saying, hey, you guys can get out of that. But inside there, it's like, that's our norm. Why? I got everything I need here. I got a corner store. Because all I need, these people are trained to think they can survive off of the bare minimum. All I need is a corner store.
And they legalize weed up there? Yeah. Oh my God.
Don't get me started on that. When we was talking about the slavery thing, the justice system, just imagine how many people's lives changed over weed. It's now legal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your whole life is, you could have, a ticket, or even just having it legal altogether, you could have been in the NBA, but because you had, weed, you went in, you met a guy, he sold drugs, you get out, you link up with his people, now you doing this because that one interaction with a joint took you downtown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It changed your whole trajectory of your life.
Yeah. Even a young kid.
And then 20 years, 30 years later, it's legal.
It's legal.
You never even had to have that interaction.
And that's how they walk around the city now. I know it makes.
What's crazy, what's funny about that is how there's still drug dealers in Cincinnati.
Yeah, you go to the barbershop, somebody cutting your hair.
It's like, bro, you still sell weed? They got it at the store.
Bruh, go to the barbershop, he cut my hair, man. He stopped and make a play. I'm like, yo, I thought everything was legal here. I'm like, why is y'all still selling weed? Like, yeah, I got the better weed. I'm like, y'all.
How, man? No, what it is, it's a limit up there. So you can get like, I think it's like probably a ounce per week, something like that, or half an ounce per week.
Man,
that's all you can get from the dispensary, and it's in the system. So when you go in there, you go over your allotted weekly amount, you're cut off. But these people, you know, they chain smoking.
That shit crazy. Everybody smoking weed up there. I was like, man, this shit wild.
It's no fresh air up there no more.
I know, right? I was walking around like, damn, everywhere smells like weed. Like, what the hell?
It's crazy, but
yeah.
This situation though, like I said, I don't see any right in it at all. I just see a bunch of wrongs, and it's sad. And I don't want stuff like this to dilute the movement of the real issues that's going on in the world, where people are just really not doing anything getting shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the like, remember Mike Brown? He had the whole country in a chokehold.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one who reached for the damn officer's gun in the car. Reached in there, grabbed, and tried to get the officer's gun, and we all, you know, marching for him. And it's like, bro, he just went downtown. He just went to the store, stole, walking around like he's tough. Reached in and tried to grab a police officer's gun.
Yeah.
And he got all of us marching, looking stupid.
I know what you're talking about.
But people like Sandra Bland, who really didn't do nothing, she had her blinker on. She ended up dying. The lady who got her house kicked in and was killed. Yeah, Tamir Rice, who was playing in the park. Like, those people, Trayvon Martin, the people that's just walking around.
Trayvon Martin is probably one of the saddest ones, though.
Nah, I think Emmett Till was sadder, but it's
yeah, but that wasn't with the police, though, Emmett Till.
Yeah,
that was a bunch of
it's just it's racism on a child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, those get wrapped up in those, and it's hard for people to separate the two, because it's like, you guys argue over everything, man. You guys aren't even correcting your own community. Before y'all come over here trying to tell us what to do, correct your own community. Y'all out here burning this stuff down and tearing stuff up because somebody else committed a crime and did something wrong. Like, I'm just saying, that's how they speak to us.
Oh,
that's how they speak about us.
You better make that clear, bro, because that's where I had to get you right. Cause
how y'all is a us? I'm not no different from you. Am I?
Nah.
I don't have to red hat.
Y'all going in there destroying communities. What you talking about?
Okay. You never even stole nothing. So what are you talking about?
I ain't saying I don't steal. I don't do no crimes. I don't commit no crimes. I mean, I try to do stupid stuff. I just make stupid acts. That's all I did. But with that being said, on that note, now hold on. What else? Did you finish with that topic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Cause you keep cutting me off.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell me how you feel.
You told me that mine, like, nah, you can't do that. But my thing is, man, on a real level, I think that when we watch this from a standpoint of who's right or who's wrong, who's right, there's just a bunch of wrong in this situation. But when I say there's no right, no wrong, we do get basically awareness of the situation. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there is a disparity in our community with that we need to talk about.
But that's not even being discussed or brought up on any level.
But that's what we come in from. Let's do that. On that way, we're gonna segue into our last topic. It's not even our topic. We just gonna go in. It's my brother. What's that?
Are you talking about the words of wisdom?
Yeah,
man.
Lead us out with a few
We gotta
words
come
of
up with
wisdom.
a cooler topic for that, man. I don't like that. Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. It ain't nothing. It's nothing too crazy, man. This is my thing. All right. We have to learn to love ourselves. All right. We're in competition with a lot of things we see on the internet that's not real. We're in competition with people that's on our left and our right. We have to understand those people on our left and our right that are real, that are being successful, or to have things that we are envious of. You don't know what they have to go through to get there. We tend to sit there and water our own self-pity or low self-esteem and everything and get mad at the world, but it's just us. Love yourself, trust yourself. Once you love yourself, you'll understand the value you bring to the world. Once you understand the value you bring to the world, you can increase that value in the world. And that's how you become a productive person in society. Stop trying to compete with other people. Stop being envious of other people. Run your race. One thing I just cannot do, I don't like gossip. I don't like BS. I don't like, backbiting. I don't like none of that. Because it's like, bro, my road is too hard by itself to be worried about what somebody else is doing on theirs. And if they got something, I actually say God bless them that they got what they got, because I know they probably wanted it, and I don't know what it took for them to get it. Focus on yourself. Put the blinders on your road and traverse your path. And I promise you things will get better. Did I bore you on that one?
Nah, man.
You sleepy? You need a burp. It's your nap time, man. It's that midday nap, ain't it?
You gotta be at the office all day.
Shut up, man.
Okay. With us. Okay.
That's the outro.
That's the outro, baby.
That's the first time you ever played it.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
Bro, you always. But that's what you should have been doing, though.
Get up and do
You
it.
be like, and we out. Then you'll just stop, like, all right, y'all back.
I don't
Like,
like
damn, man.